Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Courtney. Today I've got two Easter DIYs for you. I did both of these for under $5. The first one is a Shabby Chic inspired Easter sign, and the second one is a very quick and easy little Easter gift that you can make for a friend, neighbor, coworkers, a hostess gift. The second one isn't anything new. You guys have probably seen different versions of it, but I'm going to show you my take on it, as well as nothing else in this craft room renovation. I found my tube key. If you don't know what a tube key is and you use E6000, you got to get one. So if nothing else, watch the second tutorial for that. I knew I had it somewhere, and in this whole renovation I found it, and I'm so excited. So yeah, there you go. Here is the timestamp to get straight to the tutorial. For the rest of you, I have a craft room update, a giveaway update, craft room. So I'm completely moved in. I've been crafting in there. I have, well, two things technically left to do. The main one is I am trying to make a custom wood sign using my scroll saw, which I am a novice at the scroll saw, like super beginner. And I'm determined because I feel like the sign is the missing piece and it'll just make the room. So I've got to try to finish that. And then I have one thing to hang up, but I can't hang that up until I get the wood sign made because they're going on the same wall. So that is my holdup. And of course I need the floor done and the rug, but I told you guys I'm gonna do that later on. So very soon the craft room reveal will be coming. And then the second thing, the giveaway. So again, with the craft room renovation, I had told you guys I'd been picking up stuff, but it was all scattered everywhere. So I've got it all in one box. I have a few things I want to pick up, but it's going to be a box full of just crafting goodies. So that giveaway will be coming soon, finally. And lastly, if you're not part of my Facebook group, I am hosting for this month. It's the Pier 1 Dupe Challenge. Everyone who participates will get thrown in a pot for to win. What are we all winning? Oh, the little Ladybug Vacuum you guys see me use in a bunch of my crafting videos. Chance to win that. So if you're not part of that group, go join it. The post date is this Sunday, March 23rd, 24th. I should know that. Yeah, anyway. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, let's get into these two Easter DIYs. Okie dokie, so the first step is going to be to break down this canvas. Now this is a reverse canvas project. I've done several of these on my channel, and this is an 11 by 14 canvas that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And basically what you're gonna do is take a knife and just simply trim as close to the staples on the outside of the staples as you can. You do wanna kind of save the excess canvas because when you go to reattach it, it'll allow you something to grab onto when you try to pull it tight. If you trim it too close, then you're gonna have trouble getting it super tight. So that's why you're trying to save as much of the canvas at this point, but you will trim off the extra later. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around and detach this canvas from this, and then I'll move on to the next step. Okay, the canvas is detached. Now, these canvases have these little holes in the corners of the frame, and I really do not like those very much. So I am going to take some of this stainable wood filler from Minwax, and I'm simply going to use this little spatula. I got it from a pack from Dollar Tree, and you basically just squeeze some of the stuff out and you just kind of push it in to the crevices, smooth it out, scrape off as much extra as you can, and then you'll let it dry. So it goes on kind of a light tan, and the way you know it's dry is it turns kind of a dark orangish color. It does dry pretty quickly. Again, it is stainable, so if you're going to be staining your frame, make sure you get the stainable kind. Otherwise, you'll be able to see where you filled it if you don't get the stainable kind. So I'm just going to go in and fill in all the corners, as well as you can notice at the top of the frame, there's little holes. I'm going to fill those in as well. My wood filler is all dry, so now I'm going to take some 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm lightly going to sand it. You don't want to use like 60 or 80 because it will take off too much of the wood filler, and you don't want to use 220 because it really won't take off the little grit that's left over. So 120, maybe 100 is perfect for this. So I'm just going to go in and sand all the little corners. And then after I've done that, I decided I wanted to rough up the frame a little bit. So I'm gonna get out some random tools and beat it up, and then I'll be ready to wipe it down and stain it. Okay, sorry about that shaky camera, but just remember, if you do choose to beat up your frame, you are gonna wanna go back over and just do a quick little sanding on it, just to make sure that there aren't any little rough bits, because those will get snagged when you're staining. And then of course, wipe it down really, really good, and then you're ready to stain. All right, I'll be using this Varathane Dark Walnut stain. Now, typically I do use Minwax stains, but for smaller projects, I do use this Varathane because it does advertise that it dries in an hour, and I have found that to be pretty true. So since this is just a small project, I'm just gonna simply wipe on my stain. I just use these gloves from Dollar Tree as my staining gloves, and then just a little rag, and I'm just gonna go in and put on one coat of stain on the top and the sides, and then I'll just kind of lightly wipe the back, but since it won't show, I'm not really gonna worry about that. Now that it's all stained, I am gonna go ahead and go in and put 2 more staples in the corners. I did try to see if I could break down the frame and take those 2 staples out, but it wasn't gonna work. I was gonna be able to get one of them out, but the other one I was not, without gouging the wood really bad. So I went ahead and just added 2 more staples, which I didn't mind the look of the staples. It's fine with me. So once I did that, I went ahead and wiped those new ones with a little bit of stain, and of course my little perfectionism here, I decided it needed to move like a millimeter to the left. So there you go. And then once this was done, I'm gonna go ahead and prop it up and just let it dry on a couple pieces of wood. And I have a small little fan that I usually, when I'm doing projects, staining projects especially, that I just have the little fan blow air on it to help it dry quickly. All right, while my stain is drying, I'm ready to work on my fabric bunnies. Now, I just picked up this little pack of bunnies from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna use it as my template. And then I have these 4 different types of fabric, which you guys saw these when I did my other little bunny fabric project. And so all I'm gonna do is flip the fabric pretty side down, and then I'm just gonna take a pencil and trace this onto the back of the fabric. Now you could use chalk to trace this if you'd like, or if you have friction pens, if you didn't know the hack for those, you can use those pens when you're tracing, and then all you have to do, because they're erasable, is put your blow dryer on it and the pen marks go away. So for me though, this is fine. I'm just gonna do it, like I said, on the back, so the pencil marks won't show if I don't cut it exactly. And basically I'm gonna do 4 of these little bunnies with the 4 different types of fabric. I'm gonna cut them all out, and then I'll be ready to work on their tails. Here are my 4 little bunnies. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I probably spent more time trying to figure out these tails than I did actually completing the entire rest of the project. I knew I wanted to do something different, not your standard just little white pom-pom tails. So you're gonna see me kind of go through a variety. One obviously is just the pom-pom ball. Then I took some twine, wrapped it around the pencil. You could make a tail like that. Then I decided you could take some Dollar Tree nautical rope, and if you basically, like I am here, just kind of get the bottom real stiff and the fiber stuck together. Sorry, it's off camera. And then cut it. You could make it a bushy tail that way. And then I kind of proceeded to go through and do a bunch of random tails. I made a lace ball tail. I made a burlap ribbon tail. I made a raffia tail. And then I realized that I really didn't like the pom-pom ball tail. It was too kind of flat and boring. So I started to pull it apart and get it fluffy. So right now I'm just gonna kind of put little snippets of what I was doing to show you the madness behind these tails, but I did know that I wanted them all to be different. So that right there was the one thing I did know. So the endless possibilities. I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many options. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now, are my 20 million different ideas for tails. All right, and here's another option for a tail. You would take some twine, and instead of wrapping it around the pencil like I did for that green bunny there, you would just wrap it in a circle, trying to keep it as flat as possible and make it the size you want it, and then you would just glue it down on the bunny. And here's where I decided to kind of rip apart the pom-pom ball to make the tail a little fluffier. Another option is this little burlap ribbon ball tail. So basically I just took this burlap ribbon here and wadded it in a ball, glued it and smushed it until I got it into a little circle. So there you go, yet again, another idea for a tail. Now I'm gonna start working on the lace tail that I had in mind. And here's my little ball lace tail. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now you think I might be finished. No, I'm not. So I went ahead and put my bunnies down, and then I thought, you know what would be cute is maybe if I added a little pendant banner to this. So I grabbed some of the burlap lace ribbon from Dollar Tree and just cut little triangles, and then I'm gonna lay it out to see if I like it. You guys can kind of see what it looks like. In the end, I didn't end up doing this, but it is an option for you if you like it. My frame is all dry now, so now I'm just gonna flip it over and I'm ready to start attaching my canvas to the back of the frame. So I'm simply just going to wrap it around and then take my staple gun, and I'm going to start in the corners first, and then I'll go and do the middle section. And this is where I was talking about having that extra canvas to hold on to. You kind of just pull it tight as you're stapling, and then you'll just go all the way around, stapling the canvas down onto the back of the frame. And once you got it all stapled, you're going to go through and go ahead and trim off the extra canvas. Now you could again use your X-Acto knife here. Not really sure why I'm using scissors. I guess that's just what was close to me when I was doing this, but you're going to go through and trim all the extra canvas off of the edges. Okay, now we are ready to attach our bunnies. So I'm going to go ahead and take my fabric bunnies and just lay them out so I know exactly where I want them to go. And then once I do that, I'm going to get Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to use that to attach my bunnies. I'm not going to use hot glue because I don't want any bulges. I want these to lay flat against the canvas. So that's what I'm going to use. I'll flip them over, put some tacky glue on the back just using my fingers, and then stick them down. The bunnies are all down, and now I'm just going to take these little tails, and I'm just going to use hot glue for these because the hot glue won't show, and I'm simply just going to stick each of the tails on top of the bunnies. Now for this blue bunny, I didn't show this. This tail ended up being some white floral petals that I picked from a Dollar Tree pick. So yes, I continued to work on the tails, but that's what I ended up doing for this blue bunny, and I absolutely loved how it turned out. And there we go, the project is all finished. I really like how it turned out. You could certainly add a bow to this if you wanted to, or embellish it with some florals, but I just like it plain like this. And there you go. All right, guys, now let's move in to the next DIY, which is a $2.50 DIY Easter Hostess gift. Okay, so I know this is not a new craft, but I thought I would show my take on it. So I'm going to use one of these plastic craft jars from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the lid with this ivory chalk paint from Walmart. I did 2 coats and it dried super, super fast. That's why this project did not take long. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and then I'll work on the bunny. Alright, while the lid is drying, I'm going to open up my bunny, and then it has a little metal ring at the top because you can hang this. So I'm just going to go ahead and snip that off with my wire cutters. And then I'm going to get some of the pink slipper Waverly chalk paint from Walmart and paint 2 coats. Now this little bunny is very porous and it absorbs the chalk paint. Again, it dries super, super fast. Alright, now that my bunny's dry, I'm going to take some E6000 and put it on the bottom, and then I will attach it to the lid. Now, one of the great things about this craft room renovation is I found my tube key. If you'll see that there on my E6000, if you guys do not have this for yours, it is a total game changer. I don't know if they sell this particular one because I bought it a while back and then I lost it, but I'll try to link it down below. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and fill my jar with some of these Easter colored Rolos. You certainly could do M&Ms or Hershey Kisses, anything with spring colors. And then once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and take some more E6000 and I'm going to add a little bunny tail to my bunny, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Alright, and here's my last step. So instead of using twine or ribbon or lace or what have you, I decided to use raffia, and I'm simply just wrapping it around a couple times, and then I'm going to tie it in a little bow, and voila, it is finished. And here you go, the finished product, a great little gift that you can make for super cheap and give to neighbors, friends, co-workers, teachers, hostess for people having Easter. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye.